So you will be participating in a Socratic seminar. So we wanted to make sure that you understood what a Socratic seminar entailed, or what you do during a Socratic seminar. So we're going to walk through some slides to show you Socratic seminar. So the first thing, the vision. Why? The Socrates believe that enabling students to think for themselves was more important than filling their heads with right answers. So that is our focus, to help you think for yourself rather than your teachers just giving you the quote-unquote right answer. Participants, meaning you, students, seek deeper understanding of complex ideas through rigorously thoughtful dialogue rather than by memorizing bits of information. So dialogue, discussion, conversation, okay, that's where good learning occurs. So deeper learning. So what are Socratic seminars? So Socratic seminars are highly motivating forms of intellectual and scholarly discourse. So intellectual, meaning thinking, scholarly, academic, and discourse, kind of conversation. Okay. So what else are Socratic seminars? So they usually range from about 30 to 50 minutes. And to be an effective Socratic seminar, it creates dialogue as opposed to debate. So we're going to talk about the difference between dialogue and debate. So starting with dialogue. First, you are coming up with the questions. So asking questions is key. It's the most important thing. A leader prompts the use of dialogue, and the participants learn to be less attached to their ideas and less reliant, meaning attached to, on persuasion for influencing opinions. It's again asking questions for deeper understanding. Dialogue is a skill of collaboration, meaning working together, that enables groups to create collective thinking. So working together, not against each other, but working together. And when groups begin to use dialogue with discussion, the two practices need to be defined and differentiated, meaning understand how they're different and can be different. The most productive discourse will flow back and forth from one to the other, from inquiry to advocacy. So digging deeper. Students must risk making mistakes. Just like in any EL class or any other class, you want to risk making mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. That's how we learn. So making mistakes in order to learn how to learn, to think critically and work collaboratively, working together. So what does the teacher do in this Socratic seminar? Teachers support this risk-taking when they take their own risks. So teachers taking risks and learning how to improve themselves as teachers, or ourselves as teachers. So risk-taking for students and teachers. So discussion. Discussion is, in the dictionary, is a close examination of a subject with interchange of opinions, sometimes using argument in effort to reach an agreement. Now again, we are going to dialogue, not debate. However, sometimes to enhance our understanding, we do maybe argue, not like heated and frustrated or angry argument, but maybe disagreements, right? In order to enhance our understanding, to dig deeper of our understanding, and to collaborate with each other. So dialogue is an interchange of ideas, especially when open and frank and seeking mutual understanding. Mutual, meaning together, having similar understanding, okay? Sharing understanding. It is a collective inquiry in which we suspend opinions, share openly, and think creatively about difficult issues. So an effective group needs to use both dialogue and discussion. So, dialogue is not a debate. Yes, there are times you may disagree, but you are coming to a mutual agreement versus a debate where you are trying to prove one versus the other. So, what is a debate? A debate is oppositional, goes against each other. Only one person listens to argue the counterpoints, affirms participants' points of view, defends assumptions as truth, creates a close-minded attitude. My way, my way, my way. Versus dialogue, collaborative, working together. One listens to find common ground or common understanding, enlarges points of view, reveals assumptions for re-evaluation, so open thinking, and creates an open-minded attitude. So our way. What is your way? What is my way? They may be different, but we want to find some commonality. Okay? Again, debates versus dialogue. Debates defend thinking to show that it is right, calls for investing in one's beliefs. One searches for weaknesses, rebuts contrary positions, and may belittle others. Debate assumes a single right answer and demands a conclusion, an end, a right versus wrong. Whereas dialogue expects others' reflections will improve their own thinking, so what other people think will help me understand it better. Temporarily suspending one's beliefs, searches for strengths in the other students, not their weaknesses, so encourages and helps them find their strengths, respects others and seeks not to alienate, assumes that cooperation can lead to greater understanding, and remains open-ended. Even at the end, you may not have all of your questions answered. Okay? So, what do you need? An effective seminar consists of 4 interdependent elements. So they work together. The text being considered, so the text that we have read, the questions raised, so those are the questions you are coming up with, the seminar leader, and the participants. So the teacher will choose a seminar leader, that's a student, and the participants are the rest of the students. The text. The seminar text can be drawn from readings in literature, history, science, math, health, and philosophy, or from works of art or music. So we are going to use the text that we read in class. Socratic seminar texts are chosen for their richness in ideas, issues, and values, and their ability to stimulate extended thoughtful dialogue. So things that you can think about are theme, character, setting, plot, literary devices, historical events, application for future use, those types of things. Okay? The question. An opening question has no right answer. It reflects a genuine curiosity on the part of the leader. Should human embryos be cloned in order to save lives? Well, there's going to be more than one answer. It is going to spark discussion. We want to try to use level 3 questions in Socratic seminar. Can you use level 1 and 2? Of course. If there's something you don't understand from the reading, from the text, use a level 1, because you can't get to a level 3 without understanding the level 1. For example, I use this example all the time. The floor. What color is the floor in our classroom? And the classroom I'm in right now is yellow. So the floor is yellow. That's a level 1 question. A level 2 question is more of a compare and contrast. So how is the floor in this room different than the floor in your bedroom? Well, now it's going to be different. You have to think a little bit more. Still not too complex, but you have to think a little bit more because you're not at home. Right? So the floor is yellow and it's hard. In my bedroom, it's carpet and it's blue. So different color, makes me feel different, it's soft, those types of things. Okay. And then level 3 would be, how would the mood of the students in this classroom change if the floor was pink, fluffy carpet? Different types of questions, right? Next, in questioning, an effective opening question leads participants back to the text. That's what we want to do. We want to go back to the text because good readers go back to the text. as they speculate, evaluate, define, and clarify the issues involved. So responses to the opening question generate new questions, and the line of inquiry evolves on the spot rather than being predetermined by the leader. So it's kind of fluid. It makes, there's no set things that are to be learned, because it's about your learning, not about what the teacher wants you to learn, but about your learning. The leader plays a dual role as a leader and a participant, consciously leads a thoughtful exploration of the ideas in the text, and as a seminar participant, you actively engage in the group's exploration of the text. Okay? The leader also helps participants clarify their positions when arguments become confused, and also involves reluctant participants, meaning those who don't talk as much, while restraining their more vocal peers, so those students who like to talk a lot. So we're trying to find some balance between those who don't speak as much and those who speak too often. The leader must be patient enough to allow participants' understanding to evolve, and be willing to help participants explore non-traditional insights and unexpected interpretations, because sometimes other people think about things differently, and we have to be open to those ideas. The participants share responsibility for the quality of the seminar. Most effective when participants study the text closely in advance. So you've read the text maybe several times, you've talked about the text in the past, you've looked deeper, a little deeper in the text, and then you listen actively. Okay, now the Socratic seminar, obviously you've looked at the text before, but you are looking at it again in a deeper fashion with other participants, and you are listening to them. Most effective when participants share their ideas and questions in response to others, and they search for the evidence in the text to support their ideas. Saying the paragraph number, or the page number, or the quote, or what type of literary device, or which character, or what theme. So giving evidence from the text, page and paragraph. So designing the best seminar. Seminars in which something new and unexpected is discovered. Seminars approached as a joint search, meaning you are searching together, collaboratively. At the end of a successful Socratic seminar, participants often leave with more questions than they brought with them. So again, thinking more deeply about the text, but that also helps us think more deeply about our beliefs, our values, life. What are the benefits? The benefits include time to engage in in-depth discussions, problem solving, and clarification of ideas, building a strong collaborative work culture, enhancing knowledge and research base, increased success for students, teaching respect for diverse ideas, people, and practices. Respect is a big one, and creating a positive learning environment for all students. So, conducting a fishbowl or Socratic seminar. A strategy to use when you have a large class. Divide the class into inner and outer circles, which we will do. Inner circle are the active participants. The outer circle observes the active participants. So they observe the new ideas. They might come up with new ideas or questions for their Socratic seminar. They might look up the text and help the inner circle. They might find positive comments, or they might observe negative behavior that they have to realize, ooh, I shouldn't do that, or and they shouldn't really have side conversations. So observer, we might do this. What was the most interesting question? What was the most interesting idea? What was the best thing? What was the most troubling thing? What do you think should be done differently? And what do you wish you had said if you were the active participant? And then tips for me, we'll go quickly through that. Guidelines for questioning. Learning occurs based on the kinds of questions asked. Develop opening, core, and closing questions before the seminar, non-judgmental and derived from the text. So really level 3 questions. That's really what that means. Level 3 questions, open-ended questions. Avoid the yes-no questions. Those are level 1 questions. Again, sometimes you need those level 1 in order to understand the text and to get to the level 3, but really for the discussion, you're trying to ask level 3 questions. Ask hypothetical questions. No right or wrong answers. Ask why. You want to probe why. You've heard me do that in class. You give an answer and I follow up with a why. You give me another answer, I follow up with a why, because I want you to keep furthering your understanding. And then allow yourself to both guide the discussion, but to go with it as well. So here are some questions that you can use, or some ideas. By what reasoning did you come up to that conclusion? What would you say to someone who said, blah? Are the reasons adequate? What led you to the belief of, How does that apply to this case? What would change your mind? Who is in the position to know? What did you say, or why did you say they, or the, or refer to a device or a theme topic? Okay. And that is what Socratic Seminar is. So again, you'll be participating in the Socratic Seminar. There will be 2 different groups. There will be 2 different leaders, one for each group, the active participants in the inner circle. You are going to come up with questions today for your Socratic Seminar tomorrow. Okay? If you have any questions, you can let me know. You can email me at mkarasak@sawashko.org. You can message me through Schoology if you have questions.